Ben Johnson.
Michael Gross.
Todd Hammond.
Jimmy Kelly.
And together you are.
Statuettes.
Perfect.
Generally, yeah.
Pretty
I think
much.
some of the dudes, grew up somewhere else for at least for a little while.
Yeah, Denver, but I've lived here long enough. I'm a local for sure. For sure.
New Jersey originally, but went to college here and everything else.
We're in Utah, but Utah.
Yeah.
I think.
If you went
I
to
love it
high
here.
school
Great.
here, you're a local, I'd say.
I agree with that. Yeah, I grew up here, born and raised. Actually, up the road a little ways in Davis County. Not a Salt Lake native, but close enough. I was kind of in between bands at that time. I think it was about 2008, and then I wrote some songs. Ben actually helped me record like a solo record with another friend of ours, and then I just kind of got to the point where I wanted to play with the band again, and so I actually started playing with Jimmy first. We had a mutual friend, and so I got a hold of him because I knew he played guitar and stuff, and so we started jamming with one another for a while, and recruited a couple other guys along the way, and we've had a couple different lineup changes, but I've known Ben for a long time, and then he kind of came on board, and then Todd has been with us for a couple of years now, almost, something like
We
that.
kind of muscled Ben into it. He filled in for a show, and then we were just like, you should just keep doing this, and then he did.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a while, for sure.
I'm guessing Todd's kind of the quiet one. Is that-
Oh yeah.
Is
He's,
that
he's the quiet, strong type.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
I speak softly, but I carry a big drumstick.
Good.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know if you've ever tried to name a band,
It
but
was literally one of the only band names that wasn't taken.
every name's taken. I had a bunch of different things that are names that I thought were good names, and then you Google search it, and there's like 50 bands that have the name. I think the word statuette. I don't know why that was on my mind at the time, but I just kind of liked the sound of the name statuette. And I knew it was obviously a miniature statue, but I figured, hey, may as well just go with that. No one's got it right now, so really no big reason behind it. No cool stories or anything,
Just
but
getting in on the ground level.
just getting on the ground level.
And at what point you were Michael Gross in the Statuettes? Was it a democratic thing? Let's just, for the sake of brevity, let's just kind of narrow it down.
Yeah, I think the reason in the beginning was because we started playing songs off of like the solo album that I recorded, and it was just under my name, Michael Gross. And over the years, we had written enough songs together and been together long enough, as a band that I felt like my name didn't really need to be in there anymore. It didn't really make much sense anymore, and so
I was actually against it. I wanted to keep the name because businesses, you got to keep the same name, blah blah blah. But he was wanted to integrate things, and we felt,
yeah, it's easier to say. Michael Gross and the Statuettes
Less
is a bit
of
of
a mouthful.
bit of
he
a
always said it was
mouthful.
he always said it was a mouthful.
It is, and
We'll commit finally after all this
yeah,
time. And of
sure.
course it's over, yeah.
yeah, as a Statuettes is simpler, I think, and I want it to be a band. I don't want like people to get the wrong idea that it's just like me doing everything, because we're very much a band. So.
Lately,
No,
we're
last-
traveling. We used to just basement out everything just on our own, but now we're branching out a bit more.
Last one we recorded in L.A.
Yeah, with a friend of ours in Los Angeles. That was fun.
That was way fun.
Yeah, with I don't know if you've met him. I know you know the band Eve 6, right?
Yeah.
John Siebels, he's their guitar player. He's a friend of ours, and he's a really good recording engineer also. So we went to his recording studio in Los Angeles, and he recorded our last EP that we just released a couple months ago. So that was a blast to do. It was something different for us. But like Jimmy said, generally we've done all the above. We've had a couple of drummers in the past that were also really good recording engineers, and so that was kind of a luxury because we could just record ourselves and didn't have to like pay for studio time and all
I was
that.
gonna say, so it's nice like that. Did you have to go down? I mean, I imagine you probably went down with a handful of songs, but you probably didn't feel as rushed having to go. Okay, we have to have these songs perfect. We got a half an hour for this and a half hour for that song.
Yeah, that's always kind of the struggles when you're on the clock, and especially when money's harder to come by as an independent artist. You know what I mean? And so time is money. And so recording yourselves, there's a lot of benefits to it, for sure.
But John was such a good guy. Like even in that situation where a lot of people may feel rushed or stressed, we weren't, just because John is such a good guy. So.
Yeah,
He really
so
took care of us in a lot of
He's a
ways.
good guy, yeah.
He really made it fun and easy.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of the point we're at now. You know, we did the whole independent touring thing for a while, and you know what I mean. Some shows are better than others, but it's really hard to sustain that, like I said, independently without any real buzz or any kind of promotional push behind you. And so then I got a licensing deal a few years ago, maybe 2010 or 11 now. I do a couple different recording projects outside of the band, but as far as this band here is concerned, like you said, we've had a few songs placed in some cable networks, MTV and USA Network and stuff like that, and which has been good. Not only because it pays, but also because I mean there is an opportunity for promotion if someone were to hear that.
It's more about getting music out there than making money, because we're not making money doing any of that stuff really. We just, it's hard. You just want to put the music out there for people to like it if they want to hear it. And aside from just putting your own stuff up on the internet, since it seems like big labels are kind of a thing of the past, you got to find whatever avenue you can to just like put stuff out there if you want people to hear it.
So yeah, so with us, it's that's been helpful in that way. And the cool thing about it is that it's just the songs that we've already written. It's the songs that we like and that we would play anyway. I mean, we're not really trying to write specific types of music, And so yeah, so that's been good. We've just been able to still do what we like to do without trying to please people, and some of those have been picked up, which has been pretty nice.
Cool. So they come to you and go, hey, we really like this song. We think it fits this thing, and maybe that's something you never even thought one of your songs could be a part of or fit somewhere that you didn't picture it.
It's just, yeah, and just reference to what you said about the night. It's easy for an 80s or 90s band to say that. It's easy for them to say, yeah, don't sell out, man, blah, blah, because they could sell a lot of records, and that's just, it's a different world now.
Yeah, it's changed. I mean, it's one of the last ways that independent artists can make money is through licensing, through TV and movies and stuff. And so that's something that we try to take advantage of. I mean, that's why we record songs quite often and try to get just new stuff out there for potential to maybe be used in something like that.
And I feel that we're lucky that we have individuals that really help us push and promote that, because we're not in a position to contact some movie executive like, oh, you need songs for something. So the fact that we have like those licensing people that help out with that is really advantageous, I feel.
This is really hard to get into otherwise.
Yeah,
it's extremely difficult to get into otherwise.
Who's impressed by it if you're a nobody, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter how good the music is.
Is that kind of thing locally? Are there a lot of bands that are into that? Is it kind of a hot market for that here?
I think it's probably getting more known. I know that the company that that kind of works with us, I've seen that there's been a couple more local bands, maybe even a few now, have kind of got on board. I mean, so I'm not sure how they discovered the same people, but I know that the company that we're with does work with a few other locals, at least have them in the catalog for potential use down the line or something like that. So I guess word's getting out. But like I said, it's every company's different, and a lot of them do look for something specific, and a lot of it's unsolicited. So it's really you kind of just kind of hope that they seek you out somehow. Maybe catch your music on the
A
internet,
lot of
or
it still has to do with luck, I feel.
word of mouth or something like that. So. Lately, I mean, we haven't been touring as much lately. In the past, I think a couple years ago, we were touring pretty regularly around the western United States. We hit California
It's
quite a
still
bit.
based on when we could get off work, because we still got to pay bills since no one's paying us for this. So not as much as I'd personally like to, but every time we go, it's fun.
Yeah, and so there's some of that, and I'm back in school, what I mean? I'm trying to finish up my degree, so that's kind of been a factor also in us getting out on the road more. But like I said, if we feel like it's going to be advantageous for us, or if we're not going to take like a major loss going out there and doing shows, I think that's something we would look into. So we just try to be a little more selective, I think, these days, rather than when we were younger, maybe, and just happy to be out there on the road. And,
Once or twice a year,
yeah.
a couple of weeks at a time, the short version.
You guys like to head east or west, typically?
Usually west.
Yeah, usually been west. We haven't really had.
Never really had too much of an opportunity out east.
Yeah.
Like to.
Everybody we've known has
It's just
been.
kind of a big sea. I guess
Is it-
you can make it to maybe Dallas and then Austin, and then you kind of have to start heading
It's
upwards.
just such a big geographical gap between.
You got to get through the cornfields somehow without losing all your money on gas.
One of our best recent gigs was Green River in Utah. We went down there. You know, I don't know if you know where that's at. It's kind of
Yeah.
down toward Moab, but that was a great gig. We had lots of people come out and lots of support out there.
Yeah, a lot of the
That
smaller
was
town
fun.
shows
Yeah.
tend to be a lot of excitement tend to be around it. You know, 'cause I guess they don't get a lot of bands coming through.
And when there's less to do, they're more excited anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, no, it was always fun. So sometimes we'll look for those like sort of smaller town shows to do also because it's usually advantageous for everybody and fun times.
What
So.
are the venues like? Do they usually have a bar somewhere you play, or is it like?
We do. We played like an outdoor festival. It was like their annual celebration, whatever they do out there. So they just kind of
The
they
Watermelon Fest.
brought in a,
Nowadays.
brought in a
The
sound guy
Watermelon
and all
Fest.
that stuff.
That's right. It was a watermelon festival. I forgot about it.
Yeah, but typically if it's not something like that, it's usually just like some small place, maybe a bar or something in town. Yeah, always. Like I said, I think things are going to slow down for me a little bit more this summer. Like I said, I've kind of been in school full time. So this summer, I think hopefully we can get some more shows organized, maybe get out of town a little bit.
We just wrote a new song the other night. So.
We wrote a new song. Jimmy
wrote a
couldn't
song
make
just
it to
yesterday.
practice, and so we just
Yeah.
made something new. So
That's one,
Good new stuff coming
one
out.
down for the next.
So we always, I think we're always looking to write songs, and so that'll always be a priority, I think, for this band, is to write and record new material. So yeah, I'm sure it won't be too long before we release new stuff, but we just came out with something in, is it February? We
Yeah.
come out with it? Yeah, just a new EP, 6 songs in February. And so hopefully, trying to get that out there a little bit more. We haven't had a chance to really promote it that hard. And so maybe this summer we'll get out and try to pedal that a little bit more. Yeah, no, it's weird. Like just this 2 weeks ago, because I hadn't really written any songs for a little while, being in school and stuff, I haven't had time to really focus. And just last week, I just kind of got a little stir crazy, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna write some songs. And so I just like wrote 5 songs in a week, you know what I mean? And so it was just it comes and goes, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you do just something will just, I don't know, something just clicks in your mind. You're just like, I gotta record something or write something. So I don't know. I don't really ever plan on necessarily to sit down and write music. I just, like you said, something little will happen and you just get an idea.
We have more of an organic process.
Dream instrument. No matter the cost, what is the ultimate?
Sitar.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. Man.
You can still
Like,
sing.
the tabla.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's like an Indian drum. It's like
No.
really cool sounding.
I'd like to have a water horn.
Water
It's
horn.
super weird. Kind of cool instrument though.
I think I would just like a nice guitar, maybe maybe a top
Mr.
of.
Boring answer here.
Just give me a couple of really nice guitars and nice amps, maybe like a Gibson, nice top of the line
At least he
Gibson,
doesn't, he doesn't have to learn how to play it.
and a
so.
top of the line, Fender, and I have fun with that.
That for sure you would say mouth harp or something.
I'm not really looking to branch out at this moment in time, just stick to what I know.
All right, you've had a weekend off. You've been playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning. You'd have to go to breakfast. Where's the best place to go?
Where are we? Where?
Yeah, does it matter the
Does it matter, yeah,
geographical
geographically?
location?
Salt Lake.
Okay, in Salt Lake. Ruth's Diner.
Do you go out to
That's just
breakfast?
Ruth's Diner. That's where I use.
Most satisfying place after.
Ruth's Diner is an awesome breakfast. Great eggs Benedict.
Yeah, I don't go out to eat very often, man. I got a couple of kids at home, so I don't get out very often.
I'm diehard Denny's forever.
I like anything that doesn't have mayo, honestly. What do I like downtown? I like Gourmandise pretty good. As far as like breakfast, brunch stuff. Market Street, I love Market Street. They have a really good brunch. Probably stop talking there before we get into like 25 minutes of restaurant
I'll go,
talk.
Yeah.
I'll go Carl's Jr.
Boom.
Anyway, what's the strangest attraction in Utah you've seen? Toured around, seen some things. What's one of the weirdest, strangest attractions you've seen
do you
here
think?
anywhere in the state?
In Utah?
Something, yeah, it might be a little unique. You wouldn't see anywhere else. Comes to mind.
The lollipop tree. That giant lollipop tree that is in the. Does anybody know what I'm talking
I
about?
don't even know what that is.
Nah, I
Don't you know
Do
about
tell.
Well, it's just that it's a place. It's a sculpture, a statue, or an art piece that was built out in the middle of salt flats. The salt flats. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anybody know?
On the
You
way
know
to
what I'm
Wendover, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that
it's
one.
like on the way to
Okay.
Wendover you drive, and it's just literally out in the middle of nowhere. It's just this giant lollipop tree with fallen giant pieces of. They call it a lollipop tree. It's not really a lollipop.
Sounds
it's
like
just
Willy Wonka.
whatever.
Sounds awesome.
Anyway, but I don't know if it's a real attraction. It's funny, but whatever.
It's good. It's supposed to be weird questions. That's right.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
Weird answer for a weird question.
Favorite music venue to see a show in?
Oh man, that's a good one.
they're all
Olympia.
closed.
You know, yeah, I think I used to like the Zephyr across
The Zephyr was my
street
favorite.
here. You know, I saw a couple of my most favorite bands there years ago. You know, I mean, every place is different, but I've also seen some of my best shows at Kilby Court, also just very intimate. So I'll go with those two.
Depot is good for
I was going to say
what's
the
open
Depot
right
puts
now.
on a good show. I actually have seen some really good stuff at Kingsbury Hall too. I
Yeah.
think
Kingsbury
that's
is
a really
awesome.
good venue.
Best Jack Nicholson movie?
Shining. Craziest one. That's got to be it. Don't even try to give another answer, guys. Just agree.
What's the one with Helen Hunt? I don't know what it's called.
As
Really-
good as it
About-
gets.
Yeah,
just
one of
not
them.
that one.
I'm teasing. I'm just trying to think of Jack Nicholson movies, but we'll go Shining.
Batman. Him as a Joker. He was
Ooh,
pretty cool.
Batman. Yeah,
He was a pretty cool Joker.
Yeah, the Tim Burton Batman. That's a good runner-up too. One of those. Give it a tie.
The band that you just can't stand, but you really don't know why.
Oh, that's hard.
Any decade, just some
Smash Mouth.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them come
Oh,
from the
man.
'90s for me. I'm gonna go with Bare Naked Ladies. I just could never get into it. You know, I mean, I know that they're widely successful and things like that, so I don't want to like
I'm gonna
bad
agree with Mike.
mouth
That's a good answer. I
bands
think.
that are successful because obviously there are people
They're doing
that
something right.
enjoy
that's
it.
for Sure.
I just not my cup of
You
tea,
just
man.
don't see it.
No.
The only reason why they're so big is because of their name. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
That's
they
my
was-
opinion.
I mean, I just think they're the. I mean, we're all white guys, but I think they're the whitest band. If you like picture like your all-time whitest like
Cheese ball.
There's absolutely
whitest
no
dude
soul in this.
band, like I mean that would be my selection. So,
There's just no melody.
I'm not even going to answer that one because I can't top that one. I only answer if I can top yours.
sure, there's a lot, I'm
It's
sure.
great when they ask the worst band. We love this subject. We
All
love
right,
this.
I think that's pretty good, guys.
Thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah, probably perfect. That's a good way to end.
Just make sure it ends with, what's the band that you hate most? Smash Mouth.
Just don't
Not
let any of
ending
them
till
see it. Yeah.
Smash Mouth.
It just edited down to
I
like,
can't talk
these
about
guys
it.
suck. Oh man, that's funny.